right, hey everybody, welcome back to Samco Workshop. This is Jason. Today we're going to be talking about a brand new truck that is about to hit the market this year, later on over in Australia, and possibly end up making its way over here. We're sure hoping it does, because it would be another mid-size battle here for it, and I think this truck has got a tremendous amount of potential. I've been following it here for quite a while, and it's very interesting. So what we have is the Tazman. We have it. This is right here by Kia. Okay, it's called the Kia Tazman. And now Kia is owned by Hyundai. They took the company over in 1998, brought it back, and Kia does very well. But some of the things that really interest me, they did not go the route of like the Ridgeline or the Santa Cruz or anything with this particular truck. Instead, they're choosing to go after the big dogs and the mid-sized, like going after the Raptor Ranger and the Tacoma and the Hilux and things of that nature. And they're doing a pretty good job at it. So when we look at this, there's a lot of interesting things. It says right here, even Kia chose the Ford Ranger as the benchmark to build this truck against. So it's got a lot of potential. When we dive in and look at it, some of the details here, here's some of the pictures, which we'll show you more. I'll show you close-ups of some of the pictures, but we'll also have some videos running here for you real soon. But beautiful looking truck. I like a lot of potential to it. These are renderings right now. There's nothing official, but we do have some actual test vehicles. Like I said, you'll see in videos here in a minute. It says Kia's not afraid to go radical with what they're going to do. They're going to do it right, like they did with the Stinger. Going Raptor hunting already. The Tazman shares clear design and ladder frame underpinnings. The second generation might not be so okay. See, they keep in this article, they keep going back and forth between a lot of different vehicles and comparing how Kia compares to other ones that aren't really that interesting to us. They're talking about possibly shoehorning the Stinger's twin-turbo V6 under the hood, or it could even come with the naturally aspirated 3.8 liter that they have currently in a Telluride. So there's some options in here too, which are interesting. Both very, very interesting. Would love to see another naturally aspirated motor pickup truck out here, and the going with that turbo V6, 368 horsepower turbo V6 is a nice thing as well too. We know for a fact that this thing is going to be built the right way. When we see, you'll see here in a video in a minute, we're going to finish this article out here. Here's the interior of this thing in here. You can kind of see here what's going on. And again, I got some videos links here that I'm going to show you in just a minute. But this vehicle's got some serious potential. It says here, Kia is known as don't think of much as an off-road brand. Most of their SUVs are pavement crawlers, but it has built some pretty well-known vehicles in here. You can read this if you want to and get some of the examples of the thing it's done and some of the capabilities. Overseas, a lot of these, even the Sportage, the original Sportages, they're a pretty hardcore little off-roader over there. And in this one I found is interesting. Many people don't know this, myself included, but Kia, who is also part of the Hyundai Group, and Genesis and stuff like that, Kia has a specialized vehicle division responsible for building military vehicles. The parent company, Hyundai, also has a full heavy machinery arm called Hyundai Rotem that builds military and defense solutions like overland personnel carriers and even tanks. And they show you some pictures right here. If Kia can harness a portal or a portion of the knowledge house within these departments, it can totally build a truck that can withstand the worst that you can put it through. It's kind of interesting. And here's a Kia built personnel carrier right here. So it's pretty interesting what they got going on behind it. So we're going to dive deeper into this and see what we got. And we're going to show some videos for you. Here's the game plan. As we look at a few of the videos that are out here on this, we can see that there's some pretty interesting... Hang on, we want to mute that. There we go. We can see here that there's some pretty interesting design features of this truck that are impressive. Look at, we can see we got tow hooks here already like we expect it to be. We can see it's an independent front suspension on here, it looks like. I'm not interested in Telluride. We're going to skip ahead a little bit. But, this truck has got some serious potential in it when we start looking at it here. Here it is right here. We can see on here some of the different features we're going to get. Looks like solid front or rear axle in here. The things we would expect, but they're basically, you can see it right here with the Ranger Raptor, which is what they are basically trying to compare this to and get it designed to. Now, obviously, this is a prototype. There's some things that need to be changed. There's some things that catches my eye immediately, like how low slung this is. The shock height on this, I'm not sure if that's going to be able to produce the wheel travel that's expected yet. There's some things on here that we obviously just don't know yet, but it's pretty interesting what we're seeing in here. Here's some renderings from different companies on what they're assuming this thing could look like, based on what they're seeing already. And it sure is a sharp truck, and it sure does have a lot of potential. And if they're building it based on a Raptor, I'm assuming and hoping for front lockers, rear lockers, 33-inch tire size, all the stuff we're looking for in the mid-size truck category very well could be an option on this. Here he's just talking. Here's another rendering. So like I said, but it has some potential. This has got a lot of Toyota Tacoma features in the front of that, as we saw right in here. You can see this kind of thing, how they're doing this. So, again, everything is kind of in the air right now for us here, but when this hits this year in Australia, it could have some very serious potential to give us some ideas of what to expect with this actual vehicle. Sure does look sharp, like it's got some serious potential, and might be a vehicle that could fit into the category. Is there anything else in here that's... No, this one just goes to rest of Tellurides and things like that. But anyway, point being, I think this truck has a tremendous amount of potential to be something very cool when it gets here, and it's something worth noting and watching and keeping an eye on to see what it has. I got one more little video clip in here. I'm going to show you with some more examples of this pre-production one being spotted out there, so we can look at some of the other features on here that are pretty nice. So let's take a second and check that out. All right, so here we go, another vehicle or video on this too. Like I said, there's a few of them out there starting to show up now from, overseas areas, but you can see some of the prototypes of this thing that are being seen out on the road as it's being tested. And like I said, it's got a lot of potential. There's a lot to it. It's cladded up, but there's a lot of, we can get a lot of cues from it and see a lot of different features on here that are pretty dang impressive. And it looks very well like it could compete very hardcore with exactly what it wants to do. So we're excited to see this. Let me get to, you can see here, to see these are, here we go. These guys are doing pretty, I'm liking what I'm seeing on here is the concept. See what I mean? This has got these are pre-production, obviously, in prototype, but it's coming together. It's looking like it's got some serious potential, and it's not a Maverick size. It's not a Hyundai Santa Cruz size or a small size. This is competing in the mid-size world. Now, when we look at this one, I noticed, look at how long this bed is here. So departure angle is going to suffer there tremendously. Approach angle looks absolutely fantastic. Breakover angle will be good. This here, though, this is, I don't really understand what's going on with the length of this, but also look at the size of the wheel wells in here and the size of the wheel wells here. So I'm assuming there's going to be plans of these tires being much bigger, or the option for bigger tires, which will help increase that. But you can definitely see we got a little bit of looks more than a Gladiator as far as that length on there, but for departure angle. But I'd rather have the approach than a departure. I can drag the back end over something. So like I said, this has got some potential as a vehicle here, and it might be something that's very interesting to a lot of people. So I'm anxious to see. I'm following this truck pretty hardcore to see what it does. There's a Hilux giving you examples, kind of letting you see what's what. But here's that Kia. Here's another rendering of it. I think he did one but this truck with what they're saying, I don't know. I'm very intrigued by it, very interested by it. We shall see what it does. Kia and Hyundai do a pretty good job. They usually have some excellent warranties. They stand behind their stuff pretty good. I've heard some horror stories about them in the past as far as oil leaks and not getting things fixed and giving customers a runaround. I don't know a ton about Kia. Because I'm a truck guy, and Kia doesn't make many trucks that interest me or anything like that interest me yet. But this one has my attention, and I'm glad to see that there's another person coming into the market of trucks You know, we heard about possibly a Volkswagen truck coming. Where's it been? We've been hearing that for 3 or 4 years. We've got nothing yet. We keep hearing about Ram coming out with a 15, you know, the Dakota series that they're making overseas too. Nothing getting here yet. Well, it seems like the push to get this one, from what I keep seeing, is to get it here pretty quick. So that it's actually available to be over here, you know, made fast and get it over here. So we shall see what this does. This video everybody keeps comparing it to a Ridgeline and things like that. So, but like I said, not a ton of info yet, but it's got a lot of potential, and it's something worth definitely watching for. And the big key, as you keep seeing in all these videos, is they are taking their cues and they are using as the benchmark to build this, the Ranger Raptor. And that has a lot of thrill for me if they're reverse engineering a Raptor and taking all the specs from a Raptor and they want to turn around and put that into this type of a vehicle that's got a tremendous amount of potential. So we shall see. Hope you enjoyed the little information and let you know that this thing was coming and what the plan is for it. And as always, thanks for watching.